Everyone, greetings from Barcelona, from all over the world to you, to the other side of this wonderful mirror. And I'm inviting you today to a discussion about cybersecurity. And to this conversation, I invited, of course, as always, an expert in the matter. We had a number of videos already on the Polish side. So those of you who are for the first time on my channel, I'm Joanna Pilatowicz. And most of the topics here are about spirituality, about decoding of energy, changing your lifetime if it's possible, dreaming, relationships, also self-realization. But also we touch on any kind of topics that help us to create a better quality communities, exchange, and watch carefully what's happening with the world, with us in the world in the current situation, with as least as possible going into politics. We just comment on some topics. So today, I have a great pleasure to talk with an expert. So please, everyone, welcome warmly. If you got this notification, let us know. Marco. Welcome, Marco.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Actually, one more time, what we are not going to mention exactly where we met and what already happened in the past, because you are an author, you are an expert, and some of it you cannot reveal. So I'm going to leave it on you, what you can reveal, what not. But we have a very hot topic for today about the cybersecurity and everything what happened in the world. I sent you also the video that I translated from the Polish language, and the most drastic examples that can happen when people steal personal data, and something that is like date of birth and passport. Like seriously, what can happen, right?
Yeah, it can happen, and it does happen every day. We read about data breaches every day in the news. Sometimes is personal data like addresses, phone numbers, emails, accounts. Sometimes it can even be worse. Things like bank accounts, credit card numbers, or sensitive data related to healthcare conditions or things like this. And unfortunately, for all these kind of data, there is a hidden network, the so-called dark web, where people with a malicious intention can actually buy this data. So imagine a sort of platform where you, as a criminal, can go and buy information.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can use this information to do harm. So, for example, you can buy information about credit card numbers that have been leaked. And then you can use this information to try to steal from these credit card numbers. So it's extremely important to be very, very careful whenever we are online. And this is a major problem, especially nowadays, because since 2016, the number of smartphones on the planet is larger than the people who live on this planet. And as you can imagine, with such a huge number of smartphones connected to the network, plus all the computers, all the tablets, all the kind of electronic devices that are connected, how many people are really aware of the risks that they run when they connect online? There are for sure people who are savvy enough, who take measures to protect themselves, but the vast majority is not aware, doesn't think that it could be risky to use a public Wi-Fi, doesn't think that it could be a danger to charge their smartphone at an airport.
Exactly. Tell us, please, what exactly can happen, because we do charge our phones at the airport, stations, anywhere we go for a trip. and also Wi-Fi at the airport. So what can happen?
So two different things. I'm taking now a charger just to show you. This is a charger with a plug. So if you are in the need to charge your smartphone or your tablet or your computer, whatever it is, when you are on a travel, all of us run into these issues, these needs. Bring your own charger with you, and if possible, plug it into the wall, because this is the safest thing. What you should not do is to use the cable without the thing, which is maybe already attached to a charge station. There are these kind of columns in airports, in train stations, also in other public places, shopping malls. And sometimes these cables are already attached to the charging station. This is extremely dangerous, because this cable, you don't know where it is coming from. You don't know if it is infected. The risk that you may run is called juice jacking. So what happened is that you could get malware installed on your smartphone or whatever electronic device you are trying to charge, and then a malicious actor could take control of your data or even your device. So in some cases can read all your personal data on the device and extract it, or even worse, in some cases they can install malware, malicious software. And this malware, for example, could be a sort of keylogger. Keylogger is the technical terms. I'm trying to not to use too many technical terms, but imagine a device or a software actually that keeps track of every single stroke on your keyboard, and you don't know it. So this software gets installed through this cable. You have it on your device. You don't know it's there. And then the next time you access, I don't know, your Amazon account to make a payment, your online banking, anything, this keylogger will keep track of every single key you strike on your keyboard. This will give the hacker your username and your password. And the next time, they can access your Amazon account, your bank account, whatever, with all your credentials. And you're done.
Yeah, definitely.
So this is one thing that can happen when you charge.
I had no idea that this actually can happen just simply by charging the phone. We already are aware about not giving personal data, that it slipped, something about sensitive information about the health, like how people couldn't get a job later on because sensitive information about their depression maybe came out. That's pretty simple. But this is beyond, because we are also touching on AI. A lot of people are using right now ChatGPT and treating it as a girlfriend, boyfriend, therapist. Do you think that it can also be dangerous?
Definitely can be dangerous. Any technology could be positive or negative depending on the use that you make of it. A drone can be used to deliver a packet or to deliver a bomb. So it's the use that you can make. ChatGPT is just a generative AI tool that uses a complex technology that is called neural networks behind to basically give you the answers you are looking for in a language that is understandable by a human being. But as anything, it is based on statistics. So it can fail miserably. There are cases known as hallucinations in which ChatGPT, or in general any AI tool, can provide answers that are completely not realistic. There was a case that I was reading a couple of days ago about ChatGPT that being asked when Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa, the Gioconda, when did it happen? And ChatGPT wrote something 1815 or something like 300 years after the guy died.
Yes.
So this is a clear example of misinterpretation. ChatGPT, in general, machine learning, this generative AI is based on statistics. It gives you the most likely result based on the data that the tool, the model, has been trained with. So the data can be, wrong. There can have there could be biases. They could be incomplete. And when this happens, ChatGPT, like any other tool based on the same technology, can give you answers that are completely wrong. So this is one risk, that you get wrong answers. Other risks is that if someone is capable of hacking the tool, then whatever data you share with the tool, personal data, sometimes sensitive data, can be used. Because when you interact with these artificial intelligence tools, basically you are part of the training of the tool. You are teaching the tool to be better. And how do you teach the tool to be better? By providing data. So if you provide sensitive data, you're not 100% sure where this data will go and how securely protected this data will be by the company. So there is always the danger that whatever you share with ChatGPT or any of these digital assistants, that can be used by someone with malicious intents. There are cases, well-known cases of criminals who breached into apartments thanks to Alexa.
How that is possible?
Because Alexa learn information about you, and there are systems called voice cloning that can copy your voice. This happens with some scams that make you phone calls. So you answer the phone and maybe you say hello or something like this. Even worse if you start a conversation, because the more you talk, the more the algorithm learns about your tone, the most common words you use, your accent, whatever it is. And then they are able to clone your voice. And with your voice, then they can say, Alexa, open the front door. Or open the window, or whatever it is. Now, Alexa is only just one example. I don't want to pick on Alexa. Any tool, if misused, can be fooled. And clearly, Alexa is trained to respond to your voice commands. So if someone is capable of giving commands that are malicious commands, imitating your voice perfectly, you cannot really blame the tool.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the tool is doing what the tool is designed to do.
So again, the most dangerous person on the planet is the human being.
Yes, you can say that.
Yeah. I made a video about that topic, exactly, the danger exactly of us, because we are capable of everything. But that's like more deeply psychological. How can be danger? Because it doesn't look like it's dangerous. You just give your date of birth to any app if you want to have a discount in the store. And let's say, like, what can happen? Why they even ask for your date of birth? And why is that dangerous? What can happen with that? And if you gave it already, for those people who gave it to multiple of platforms, your date of birth, is it possible to still delete that data? Because once it's online, is it still possible to somehow delete it, change it, that they're not going to track you?
It's a very good question. In general, the recommendation is to keep your digital footprint, so whatever information you share on the internet, you share online, as low as possible. So limit the amount of information you enter in all these apps. When you install apps, make sure that they are legitimate apps. So you have to use apps that are in the Apple Store or in the Google Android store, not apps that you don't know where they are coming from. And when an app asks for details that seem unnecessary, like apps that want to know exactly your location every time, try to minimize the amount of information. So when you install, if you are given the choice to reject some option, not to give access to some options, don't give access. So limit the access to each app to the very minimum. Once you have the app and you have created an account, you can still close the account. Actually, this would be recommended. You are not 100% sure that all your data will be actually deleted, taken care of by the app provider. So I usually recommend people to register as guests when they are using an app. So don't create an account unless it is something that you will use on a regular basis. But if it is an app that you may use once or twice, I don't know, you fly to one place, you use an airplane company that you will probably use once or twice in your life, try to access as a guest. Would be better. And if you really have to create an account because you have no other choice, once you have completed your business with that service, whatever it is, could be air transportation or anything else, try to close the account. You're not sure 100%, but there are good probabilities that the app provider will actually delete the data. The smaller your footprint is, the better it is. Keep the amount of accounts you own as minimum as possible. And another thing which is extremely important is about the passwords. Never, ever use the same password for more than one account. You can't imagine how many people I heard who told me, my password is the same for all my accounts, from Amazon to Facebook to Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever. Extremely dangerous, because if any of these services is compromised, then the hackers, what they will try to do is the so-called credential stuffing. So what do? If they compromise your username and password, let's say in Facebook, then they will try the same combination of username and password in other application. They will try Amazon, they will try LinkedIn, they will try whatever. And then if it works, they get access to all these accounts. So if you are using the same credentials in multiple accounts and one of them is compromised, you have compromised all of them. And this can become a really big issue. So my recommendation in this case, even if you are not a professional in cybersecurity, there are tools called like KeePass. These are called password managers. I'm trying to not use terms that confuse people. I think everybody understands what a password manager is. It's a software that manages all your passwords.
Yeah, exactly. And if the hacker...
There are many of these softwares, these password managers that are available. Most of them even for free. But even if you have to pay a bit, it's better because you are more protected. And once you have a password manager, then all you need to remember is one password. the password to the password manager. And then the password manager will have all the other passwords that you are using. And I think, if I remember correctly, the average person has nowadays like 100 passwords.
Jesus, yes.
So imagine, if you can just remember one and everything else is managed by this software, then you are in a much better position, because also the software will create for you passwords that are much more robust than the ones you may choose. I was telling at the beginning of this conversation that there are more smartphones than people on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of them are really not cybersecurity savvy, because guess what the most common passwords in use are today? Password. So PASSWORD.
Wow.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow.
What kind of protection do you expect if that's the case? So again, my recommendation: select passwords that are robust, not this easy to guess. Use a different password, a unique password for every account you have online, for every app, every email account, anything.
You know what? Sorry
And
to
use a password.
interrupt you, but this is like a lot of work. And if every one of us has over or around 100 accounts, then you just spend your life basically in internet, because it's so much, because it's also using those accounts. These accounts are something that people don't get rid of, because probably they are needing them. The banking,
Maybe.
So that sounds like so ridiculous that we have to go through all of that in order to protect ourselves. I mean, the tips are great, because of course people just get lazy or are also tired if they use, password means password, right?
Correct. But you said something that made me think a lot. When you said that we have 100 accounts and people have them because they need them. Maybe. Because a lot of accounts were needed sometime, at some point in your life, but maybe later were not needed anymore. So if you decide to have a password manager, this is the moment when you will decide or you will be kind of forced to review all your accounts and say, well, probably this one I don't need.
Yeah.
So I can get rid of that one. And then you focus only on those, 20 accounts that you really use on a regular basis, and you protect them as much as possible. Also with the so-called two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication is something that goes beyond the pure protection of the password. The password is a factor, like a PIN code, that is something you know. You know the password, the PIN code, whatever. Then you can protect yourself with additional measures. That's why it is called two-factor or even multi-factor authentication. So something you know is one factor, the password. But something you have is a second factor. For example, a call that you may receive when you access your account on Facebook or when you access your online account. Could be a code, or could be an SMS, or could be another code that you receive where? On your smartphone.
Jesus,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
This is like so ridiculous, because personally I have that all the time. To access my Facebook account, I always receive a code. I understand this is necessary with banking, with anything like that, but it's so annoying, I can tell.
It can be annoying, but it can protect you a lot, because the password can be hacked. But if a hacker knows your password, and your Facebook, as you mentioned, has this two-factor authentication, and when you access Facebook also you receive a call, well, it's unlikely that the hacker also has your smartphone. or can spoof your number. So it's an additional level of protection. Facebook allows that. If you want, you can implement the two-factor authentication. Same with Instagram and other of these social media. It's up to you what you share on these platforms. Because the more you share, the more you want to protect.
Exactly, because on the Facebook, people are sharing their babies' pictures, like very personal data. And this we were warning people long time ago. Use it for the business. Do not share your personal data, of course, because some of us, we need Facebook. Unfortunately, I need Facebook still, because most of the people that we are connecting with are on Facebook. But if not for that, if not for the people that we are connecting, I wouldn't have Facebook myself. So the Instagram and TikTok, but that's our work. Most of us are working online these days. So it's absolutely necessary to have it. But I'm also talking, I got a few questions from people also. Those not currently, but from people who already I was sending emails to my friends, and you also received. That's why we're having this conversation, because you responded to me, and I had no idea that we have an expert. That I had actually expert in my contacts. So the questions were also not only about those apps in the store that people got scared, like, okay, I just wanted to, have good deals, because it's really cheaper if you sign and give your data. But also they are asking many people using dating apps, actually not dating sites anymore. But I think I know only one, the Tinder, the most popular one. But there are plenty of them, in those apps. And of course, you give your date of birth and like personal data, and then you get into conversations. So what I gathered from sometimes my clients, sometimes people who are calling me for the coaching, for the tarot session, that they are completely disappointed with those apps. It's better to just, go outside, meet people live, than on those apps. Not mentioning, mostly it's a spam. It's to get money from someone and leading the conversation long enough so this person gets sort of attached and then asking for a favor. So what do you think about this kind of apps?
It's an excellent point, because this is one of the most common and most hideous, I would say, scams, because it takes advantage of people who are single, who are alone, who are looking for a relationship. So they are more fragile, more exposed than others, and people can take advantage. As you said, what is common is to receive requests from money. Typically, the request comes saying, "Oh, I'm abroad in a foreign country. I got my wallet stolen. Can you transfer me some money? I will return the money to you as soon as I'm back." Or I had an accident. I need immediate money for.
Excuse me, what you are saying, it's actually a long story. We were already warning that some years ago. We were warning what's happening now, because it actually happened that I had one client like that for tarot, and she was first, she was coming, just please read me cards about relationship, and I was reading, but it was such a weirdness when I was reading. So what it came out, she never met this person. She fell in love in the image of this person who was living in another country, promising to come but never came.
This is common. The amount of scams in dating scams, this is the term in cybersecurity, dating scams, is in the range of billions of dollars extorted every year to people who are giving their heart to help other people that they think are real. And as you said, in many cases, the pictures you see are not from the person who is writing you. The pictures are often taken from
someone else,
the web, from someone else, or sometimes even generated artificially with AI. Again, a misuse of artificial intelligence.
Now here I have to add something. There's also many programs like coaching sessions, even on Instagram. I also have to have an account of Instagram, and sometimes on Instagram there are those ads popping up. Some of it is about health, because there are major things. It's always about health, creating like, okay, this one product, watch the video, and then you don't know who's behind that. The another one is about using even celebrities who got painted. That was very known. Like people were sending me a lot of those, and I saw it myself, promising you that the lady will paint your future wife, future husband, and register, give the personal data, and it's very cheap and blah blah, right? So these kind of things, or programs like a coaching session, become a coach, become someone. So there is a program and buy it only for this. You don't know where is it coming from. There is a website, and what I checked is interesting, because those websites are really nicely done. But if I click on the name and surname of the person who's recommending the program, this person died long time ago or is not existing. Right?
Yeah, it happens. A lot of reviews for sites are also created in a fake way by people who manage multiple accounts or bots that create these things. But you can never trust what is on the internet. And the risk with this online dating is that anything you share online, you don't know how it will be used. One consequence of these dating apps is not only the dating scams when they ask you for money, but it's also what is called financial sextortion. So in a lot of cases, it asks usually young men, but it can be also for women, naked pictures. And then once you have shared the naked pictures with the hacker, and you think is your potential love of your life, the hacker will come back to you and say, now you have to give me so much money, usually
because I'm going to post it.
Otherwise, this will go on all your social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and all your contacts on this social media.
Well, there is a deep fake so well done these days that actually you can take from the social media face of everyone, create a porno film even, and post it. Right?
Yeah,
I think basically don't even need those pictures.
Yeah, this is possibly another level.
Yeah, amazing.
So again, my advice is, I think it's pretty obvious, do not share anything
at this
online which you could regret at a later stage.
Yeah.
No pictures, no video. Actually, be careful when you have a camera on you, when you're sharing pictures or anything else, check what you are sharing.
Yeah, that's one
because
thing.
Once it's out, it's out.
I think the worst is for people that are public. Like when we have a content for us, for doing something like a videos, like a content, workshops, lectures, which I'm doing. That's the worst, because basically on the face, they can create from the face anything. And for example, if I post picture of an item or full moon on Facebook, the Facebook makes it invisible. Only the photos that have my face, right? So I know it's already gathered for this purpose, like cloning the voice. They are probably cloning the features of someone, predicting in the different stages, phases of life. And I think this is used. But because of my work, because of what I'm doing, I know that this post will not be visible. Is there any way for people who have to work, have to post the content in order to be visible with their lectures, with something that helps actually humanity to protect also their face, because at this moment I cannot do anything else, but I have to put my face out there.
Well, in cases like you and your job, the advice is to limit the privacy settings of whatever you are sharing. So you can say, if you post something on Facebook, you can select whether the post or whatever it is public, or it is only to be shared with your friends or with a specific subsection of your friends. This is an example with Facebook, but you can do it with basically any other tool. You can limit the privacy settings for any content that you put online.
Well, that's actually contradictory to what any person that gives the content out there would like to achieve, because of course you want to reach them, the wider amount of people, new people who maybe didn't hear about your content, and it can actually help them.
So it's a compromise.
But yeah.
If you make something public and it is accessible to everyone, it is accessible also to the hackers.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So
another one, because we have this title, just like the book, the 13 tips to be more cyber secure. You already mentioned about passwords. What are the further tips about being cyber secure? What else can we do?
Well, there are many. The book that you were mentioning is this one.
Great to have it with you. Fantastic.
Relatively small book. It's interesting reading, and the advices are, as you said, about passwords, about dating scams in financial sextortion, but also what are the risks when you scan QR codes. This is also something that people are often not aware of, especially after COVID. We have seen these QR codes. QR is quick response.
What can happen? Because I have no idea what can happen. We scan everything, every Wi-Fi, every place we go to visit even friends for the Wi-Fi, we scan. What can happen?
So it can happen that, again, they can take control of the electronic device that you're using, usually the phone, with the smartphone that you use to scan the device. And then once they have a control of your device, they can extract data from your device, or again install some malware like the keyloggers that I was mentioning before. So when you access any of your accounts with the smartphone, they keep track of your username and password. And this is very common. For example, what can happen, what hackers do usually is create stickers with malicious QR codes that take you to malicious sites where they can download, install the malware or so. And they glue these stickers, for example, on top of a restaurant menu, on top of, for example, a QR code, a legitimate QR code that can be at the entrance of a parking lot. So imagine you are entering a parking lot with your car. You see a nice sign that says, cost per hour is so and so. Scan here to pay, and you scan. And maybe someone has put a sticker with a malicious QR code on top of the real one. On top of
how does it look like? Is it visible, the sticker?
No. So what you should do, what I recommend doing, it is visible if you touch it. So if imagine that you have imagine that this is a QR code, and you receive a menu with a QR code, or this is at the entrance of a parking lot. What you should do is with your finger check if it's something that can be removed. If you see that it's a sticker on top, don't scan it. If you see that the QR code is one single piece with the menu, with the sign, with whatever, then most likely you're safe. Almost
Because
surely.
to join the groups, like on WhatsApp, you also have a QR code.
Well, if it is WhatsApp, the app, you should probably trust it.
Okay.
If it is a code that you receive from a group created by someone else, then you better verify with this someone else if this code was generated by them.
Yeah, it's something like the group carries with them, like stick it somewhere in the places. You can just scan it. The artists do that all the time, so that should be
In
safe.
general, scan as little as possible. And you may find stickers with QR codes even on the street, on a lamp post or on traffic signs or whatever. Never, ever scan those because you don't know where they're coming from. So be careful. In a restaurant, what I do, if I can, I ask for a printed menu. Maybe I'm naive, I'm old-fashioned, but I prefer, if there is a choice, I ask for the paper menu. If they don't have a paper menu, then I wait for the waiter to hand me the menu with the QR code, and then I start scratching with my finger to see if it is a real one.
Fantastic. That's a good tip. I didn't know about that. To scratch to see if the code is correct. Okay, what else can we do? If you can give us some more tips, or of course, maybe not 13, but maybe we still make it, like go through it, so we are much more aware.
Another thing I wanted to mention is, all these smart home devices that many of us are using. I was mentioning Alexa before, but there are many things. There are cameras that you put at the entrance of your house. There are smart plugs. There are smart devices that control your air conditioning, your lighting, you name it. You can have smart appliances, smart fridges.
Smart fridge, very popular.
Everything that is smart can be hacked. So be very careful. One thing that you should do immediately when you buy one of these devices is to immediately change the default passwords, because these devices usually have default credentials, which usually are admin and password 12345 or something like this. You probably have seen with smart TVs. Usually the password is either 0000 or 1235 or 9999. So change those immediately. When you buy a new appliance, anything which is smart, change the default password, because the default password are available online. If I know that you have I don't know, whatever TV, Philips model XYZ, I can search online default credentials for Philips model XYZ, and boom, I will find them. And then I can use it to access your TV, and from there access your entire home network.
Wow. Yeah, because it's usually connected at homes to the computer, to everything.
There is an example that made me laugh on one side and made me very sad on the other, sad and worried. There was a casino in the US. I don't remember if it was in Las Vegas or somewhere else.
Okay.
Well, this casino was hacked by malicious actors, and the criminals managed to steal money, a significant amount of money. How did they hack the casino? Through a sensor that was controlling the temperature of a fish tank in the main lobby. So in the main lobby, they had this fish tank, this aquarium, and there was one of these Internet of Things IoT devices that was controlling the temperature, a smart device. This smart device most likely either had a password that was very easy to guess, or even worse, had the default password. They were able to crack the sensor. From the sensor, they moved laterally, and they took control of the casino system, and they started stealing money.
Whoa.
So with a fish tank sensor, they were able to access a casino network.
Sounds almost impossible. What about paying with your phone? A lot of people just paying with your phone. They are constantly, they don't even put a password. They just take out the phone and scan it. I don't even know how they do it, but it's so quick that they have to be instantly logged in, right?
Yeah, I would say put always a password and possibly two-factor authentication whenever you use payments. Other thing that you can do is limit the amounts. So if anything goes wrong and for whatever reason your phone is compromised, your bank account is accessed, you can put a limit. Don't know, 1,000 euro per day. So you know that worst case you can lose. Well, sometimes you travel, you may need 1,000 euros to pay an airplane or something. You can put it lower.
Sure, of
250, 500. At least you know that this is the maximum that you can lose. Then you can block immediately. Also, this is not a cybersecurity directly advice, but have with you all the time the numbers to block a credit card. If anything happens, you don't want to start searching or try to call your bank and say, oh, I have to block my card. I have no idea. Have with you always the number to call in case your credit card is compromised or your phone is compromised, so that you can immediately inform your bank institution or financial institutions block.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That sounds like because my phone got stolen 2 times in Barcelona, and I can tell that there was a lot of problems, and you had to access it from a different device in order to wipe out, and block the whole phone. And I needed actually help of someone professional who could help me with that, because I had no idea what to do. And these days, we also have to use the phone in order to make a payments. You cannot use online banking anymore like previous times. It is always connected to the phone. So you need always connection to your phone number. So that's a tricky one. They plan to actually completely go to delete our currency, to pay with the cash. What do you think about that? Are we able to stop this so we can still pay cash instead of only, by banking?
I think there will be always a percentage of people who will pay cash. I know some friends who don't want to use credit cards unless they are really forced. And, I think we are moving towards the electronic transactions more and more, but it will not be only electronic transactions, at least for a while.
Yeah, I hope that's not going to happen, because then we go back to the ancient times of just exchanging products, I suppose, at this point, which is not also good, because, of course, the price and what is worth it for what. So that's going to create any kind of, chaos. But I also don't like credit cards. And this can be a lot of trouble, because sometimes there are already stores that you cannot pay cash. Can you force them to pay cash?
This, in a lot of cases, is a matter of what are the laws in the country. There are countries that actually, on the opposite, force you to use credit cards if the amount of money in cash is too much.
Yes.
Money laundering and illegal movement of money. But it depends on the laws of the country. There are some countries, for example, in the US, you can pay with credit card even for $1. I've seen people paying $1.50 with a credit card, and I was like, oh, okay, you don't have $2.
Absolutely. I see that all the time in Barcelona. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yes.
In other countries, in Germany, in most places, restaurants and so on, most restaurants, I would say, if you pay less than 15-20 euro, they don't accept the credit card. You have to pay cash. So
interesting.
It depends a lot on the country.
All right. Just to not forget, everyone who would like to have more information, I posted a link in the chat section. I will also do that under this video, so you can go directly to get your book on Amazon if you like to see more. If you like to contact Marco, I have no idea if that would be possible, because Marco probably doesn't want that. But is there any chance if someone would like more information from you, how to reach you?
So as you mentioned, and as you can imagine, cybersecurity is a very sensitive topic. So protection of identity is important. If anybody wants to know more, maybe they can go through you, and then you can contact me, and then I can provide answers to the best of my knowledge.
Yes, maybe we do it like that. If you have any questions, and please pass this information to anyone who would benefit from it, because I think we are still not enough aware about cybersecurity. And Marco, you told me today things I still didn't know, although I already made numbers of videos about it and how to protect and why not give those sensitive information. So please comment under the video and ask Marco direct questions. So if these questions will be enough questions under the video, I think we're going to do part 2. So you can directly answer to everyone, because everyone can benefit from it. And for today, thank you so much to sharing your expertise with us, and let it serve everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me and organizing the session. I hope it was beneficial for the people online now and the people who will watch the video later.
It will be because for the Polish people, they will have probably generated by AI already subtitles for tomorrow, so they will be able to understand everything we were talking about here, and I'm very glad. So this AI possibility actually serves us, so I don't have to translate. I can just relate to it later on in the videos. And today, although our moderator Ella doesn't understand a word in English, thank you so much to be with us, and even greetings. And she will find out tomorrow, of course, about it, because she doesn't understand. But also, everyone, one more time, please pass this video to as many people as possible that speak English and can benefit from it. And if you like more information about the channel, go through the playlist sections. I'm inviting you to the subscription, and go to, of course, English speaking videos and playlists about AI, governance, self-realization, over dreaming and paranormal, and something that we do here, channeling, family constellation, and so on. And also, if you like books, you can also go to my website, joannapilatowicz.com, and it's also under the video. You will find all the links. So thank you one more time, and hopefully till the next time for more.
Thank you.